And we're live. Hello everybody, DarkPhoenix Gaming here, and welcome back to my live stream of Kaiserreich. Been a while since I've been able to do one of these for various reasons. But anyways, let's see if I can't figure out which of these saves I need to be using for this damn thing. I'll load this one and hope it's the right one. Okay. Yes, this is the correct save, I'm pretty sure. Getting everything set up along the Mongolian border, apparently. And we have the quest to be competitive going on. So I'm going to unpause the game. And we are going to wait and see what happens between the communists and the Germans. Right now, unfortunately, you can't just yoink the Dongkuban Union because those bastards joined up with the Germans. Indo-Chinese Union declares war on the Kingdom of Siam. Unsurprising, communists, monarchists. For some mysterious reason, they don't get along. I wonder what that reason could be. But anyways, I am super glad to be back in Kaiserreich again. This is one of my favorite mods of all time, and basically 99% of all my hours in Hearts of Iron, full stop, are with me playing Kaiserreich. And a lot of people may not be aware of this, since I haven't announced it before. Unless you're a psychic or a mind reader or you live near me, you won't know this. But I finally got my 2-monitor setup going on, at least a very rudimentary version of it. It undoubtedly needs work, and it's in no way stable at the moment. But it's working in its most basic forms. Now all I need is a proper desk to put my second monitor on, to put beside my current desk, because the place I have it setting right now is on this one of those swivel desks on the swivel down part, and it's held up by a chain, and I'm somewhat concerned about continuing to do that. So I would like to find an alternative solution. But other than that, it's working for the time being, which makes checking the chat and monitoring my stream quite easy to do at the moment. But the communist revolution in Brazil failed, and they've been conquered again. Good on you, Brazilians. Good on you. Keep those filthy communists out of power. Brazil, keeping the filthy communists out of power since 1939. That could be a political slogan. Easily. some conservative landowner died. Right, I definitely care about dead conservative landowners. That's definitely a thing I care about, for sure. Okay. How... Alright. What? Okay, find me this battle plan with no units assigned. It's this one down here, apparently. Okay, got that one sorted. Low supplies, you say? Civilian factory construction is going on nicely, but I think we need to build a bit of infrastructure. In this area to deal with our supply problems, and I'll put it at the front of the queue. This part of the Far East, unfortunately, does not like being well supplied. They have issues with it. They want to have poor supply. For whatever reason. There we go. Don't know if any of it will finish in time, but I want to try. And just to sort of go off topic for the time being, since we're sort of in the slow stage. Minister supports his ideology, you say? Not in my fucking Russia, he doesn't. Yeah, just to sort of go off topic for a second. I've been sort of loosely following this new expansion that they're coming out with for Hearts of Iron 4, the naval-centric one, where basically, let's see, we have planes in reserve. Yeah, the naval-centric one, where they're updating the way navies work and everything. I've been kind of loosely following that whole thing. Quest to be competitive is done. We'll get state revanchism now. Max out that whole thing. Yeah, I've been sort of loosely following that, and I am rather looking forward to it, I have to say. But, at the same time, it's... And I'm struggling to come up with my words here. Yeah. Lenin's widow is dead. That's nice. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, it's going to be a rather big adjustment, seeing as part of the whole thing is that Paradox is actually introducing fuel as a mechanic in the game, which, to anyone who paid attention when Hearts of Iron 4 was still in development, you will know that the lack of a fuel system is one of the things that they got quite a lot of criticism for, because of it being, and I'm doing air quotes here, dumbing down the game. But you just know that now that it's being put in, those same people are going to be complaining because they don't like how it was done. Just like how people were complaining that bad N1N killer. Hello there, and yes, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Russia is my absolute favorite Kaiserreich nation there is. And I play like 90% of my games as Russia. Like, with 2% being Germany, and the rest are either Japan or Canada. Mostly Japan. But yeah, I just really enjoy playing as Russia. Get some infrastructure. But yeah, just to sort of explain the way things have gone in this game, I have Wrangel as the Tsar of Russia. When I tried to go after the Caucasus and the Donkoban Union and stuff, Germany said no, and now the fucking Germans have the Donkoban Union in their faction. So I basically have to wait until the Weltkrieg kicks off before I can actually do anything in the Caucasus. That's going to be very annoying. Very much so. Apparently I have a research slot available that I didn't notice. Let's see here. I'll take 1939 artillery. Turkestan has finally been integrated, so we get cores at the price of a little bit of lost stability and a bit more manpower. I do like more manpower. I'll trade a little bit to get the rubber I need, even though it's sort of an excess, and I'm getting a good deal more than I need. Let's see. We get an infrastructure debuff in Turkestan because we just finished with them. Construction 2. Let's see. Advanced machine tools. I'll be having that sweet, sweet production efficiency cap, I think. Spam T-34, you say? Well, right now, and I'm just going to show you something, I am still trying to reinforce my army back up to full strength, because I'm short about 44,000 infantry equipment. Nepal was annexed, to the surprise of nobody. Yeah, I'm short about 44,000 infantry equipment, which is still a good deal less than what I start short of in this mod as Russia, but still quite a lot. And I don't have any additional military factories I can assign right now. State revanchism is about a month away. Okay, decryption done, so we can know what people's shit is. Let's see. So, if you're still hanging about here, then which do you think I should go for my next research? Concentrated Industry 3, with all the really great outputs and max factories and stuff. One of the air doctrines, or go further down into People's Army. because I'm thinking I want to do either People's Army, Concentrated Industry 3, or maybe either Battlefields, or I want to start down Battlefield Support or Strategic Destruction. Industry, you say? Okay then. And when I eventually do start for the whole air doctrine thing, do you think, which do you think would be the better approach to take? Battlefield support or strategic destruction? Because, let's see, Concentrated Industry 3, yeah, guess we're getting more production efficiency and more output at the same time with these research options. Nice. And there you have it, my terrible attempt to imitate an American redneck accent. This is something of a well-known fact around my channel. I simply, or just any of the places I put out internet content, I just straight up cannot do accents. Not even an American redneck accent, which is kind of funny in a bizarre sort of way, seeing as I grew up in the American Southwest. And I can't even do a fucking American Southwest accent. I always thought that was kind of amusing in a bizarre sort of way. Support fighters, you said? So better dive bomb. So you'd pick dive bombing over just blowing up their factories then? Okay then. State revanchism, 9 days away. Yeah. My inability to do any sort of accent, even the one in the place that I live, was always kind of bizarrely amusing to me. But then again, I guess you could kind of explain it. My dad's from Ohio, and he was the person that I spent the most time around when I was growing up, since he and my mom divorced when I was like 2, so... Oh, I guess I kind of picked up his accent. And don't worry about the bad English. I'm used to it. The people who made this Kaiserreich mod, I'm fairly certain in some ways English was not their first language, so I've gotten used to having to do some creative translation on the fly. Mostly speaking from the Darkest Hour version of the mod here. It's quite a bit better in this version. But yeah, I'll have to play that Darkest Hour version on here sometime. Just because that's the one that I have the most experience with. Only reason I haven't is that game is a bit of a pain when you have to alt-tab out of it, and I sometimes have to do that. So I'll have to, and it doesn't have an option to play it in windowed mode really, so I'll have to work on that. Anyways, looks like we have an event. The Trans-Siberian Crisis. And sorry about the whole Nightbot pop-up thing that you're getting there. For some reason I have it set up to randomly pop up reminders about my YouTube channel and Twitter account after a certain number of posts or something. I may remove that because I'm not sure if it's too annoying or not. Anyways, back to the event. Horrible news! A train full of Russian citizens has been massacred by bandits on the Mongolian section of the Trans-Siberian Railroad. Our people are shocked by this act of barbarism and demand an immediate response from the government. This could be an opportunity for us to reassert control over the far eastern sections of the railroad, but we must tread carefully. Baron von Ungern Sternberg, Supreme Khan of all Mongols, is unhinged and may not take kindly to interference. And yeah, funny story, that Baron Sternberg guy is actually a real person. Like, in our real history, he was basically batshit insane, but he essentially declared himself God Emperor of Mongolia and decided that he was the reincarnation of Genghis Khan. I think he got murdered by Stalin or something. I'm not actually that sure. My knowledge of Russian history is minimal at best. But yeah, he did exist, and he was as batshit insane as he seems. So, right now, we have a couple of options. We could just basically ask them to say they're sorry. Formally demand they give us the railroad back, or invade their asses. And if you are still hanging around here, then I want to ask you to make this decision for me. Do we ask Mongolia to say they're sorry, demand they give us back our railroad, or just invade? Also, keep in mind that if they say no to give us back the railroad, then we'll probably end up invading them anyways. War as in attack them, or war as in tell them give us the railroad? Kill them all, you say? Well, who am I to say no to the one person that's in my Twitch chat at the moment? Very well. We shall bring civilization where there is barbarism. Send the troops. And let's drop the game speed. And have both of them get on the move. They can leave their attack balanced. Actually, yes, I think you... Okay. You... can't go over there. And they won't arrive anywhere near in time, so we're gonna lose some stuff to the Mongolians. as I didn't notice that we hadn't covered the whole border. God damn it. God damn it indeed. Why are you not attacking? Move it already. State revanchism is done. More division recovery rate and all that. Continue the modernization, I guess, for that whole thing. Yes. It does appear, and Mr. XP3R7 and Schindelhandel, hello and welcome to the stream. I got this bastard up here just basically going for a walk in Siberia. That's annoying. Now, the lot of you can use the bloody railroad. Now attack there, break them. You help out. Pin them there. I have a... Oh, right. That's the impassable mountain line thing. Right there. Get started on Operation Kill the Mongolians that dare to occupy our precious territory. Let's just slaughter us some Mongolians now. As for why, well, they're Mongolians. I don't need another reason. Because they're fucking Mongolians, they must die. Artillery research done. And let's go on to our old friend formation flying. I would be very interested to know, though, why it appears a division of the Mongolians is hanging out in the territory of Japan's puppet state. Apparently, we have a situation over here between Siam and the Indo-Chinese. Siam's capital, Bangkok, has just fallen. Lovely. Absolutely fucking lovely. Mind helping them out? I would rather get my army there unisolated, if it's all the same to you. Yes, a bit of a slow-going war at the moment. Please hold. Oh. Okay. Huh. I'm sorry. I apparently missed a notification. I'll have to go back and check what that was later. See, this is why I need to be able to better position my second monitor so I can actually catch those things. Because I actually straight up missed that one and have nowhere to go back and check what it was. I'll get that later. Anyways, BT-10. And T-29, hello. Welcome to the family. Now let's add another wing to the attack. And I'm going to do a little force attacking with a couple of those guys. And you can go aggressive on them. Advanced machine tools are done. Let's see here. What do we want now? Improved infantry equipment, I think. We just broke through over here. Hopefully they arrive in time. The Second Melbourne Uprising. Massive unrest in the Australasian Confederation has culminated in the Second Melbourne Uprising by syndicalists, mirroring the first such uprising that occurred in 1924, which was crushed by both the government and paramilitary forces. The unpopular Australasian Guard-led government ordered Australasian soldiers to open fire on the protesters, leading to a bloodbath which has left hundreds dead and chaos reigning in the southern city for weeks. While the Guard appears to have the situation under control for now, and have tried to block any information getting out from Melbourne, the unprecedented violence has led to condemnation from around the world. Probably most of it's coming from the French, because they're the French. Now let's break those lines. And we have that gap clear now, so those guys can retreat if they get beaten up. And our Mongolian friends up there do not appear to have anywhere to retreat to. What a shame for them, isn't it just? A royal crying shame. Completely. We're getting close to their capital, but this war is still not going to be over anytime soon, as we need to get them down to 20 victory points or less. Let's see. Yes. Please attack all of you and crush them over there. Never mind that then. Actually, I'm going to call that one off. Let's see about doing a bit of that. Going alright for us so far. Even if we could knew to have this going better. Down south appears to be where things are going the best. The northern front here has devolved into a stalemate. Further stabilization has gone away. That's a good thing, by the way, as that was the one we got from recovering from Black Monday. These guys are cut off again. Great. Belgium declared war on the Batavian Commune. Wait a second. Wait a second. Belgium declared war. Belgium declared war. Belgium. Really? Belgium. Belgium declared war. War was declared by Belgium. Are we sure this is right? Oh my fucking god. This is insane. Take 2 more factories for those. Fall of Chicago, because I want to show you something. The American Civil War that we have going on in the States is still happening, all the way in 1939. It started in basically late 1936, early 1937, so it's more than a little bit insane that this war is still going on. The Pacific states over here are actually allied with the US, fortunately, so they have at least a snowball's chance in hell of winning. So that's good for them. As you can see from my battle tactics at the moment, I'm basically employing the traditional Russian strategy of drown my enemy in waves of corpses. Yes, we're just going to drown them in the bodies of our own conscripts, is what we're doing at the moment. Haha. Conscript drowning. Never fails. You only have a handful of free fighters and bombers, and I don't think this will actually accomplish much. And apparently they can't even be deployed here. Okay. You fellows also attack there. And we'll break them into pieces. Very tiny pieces at that. Yes. Finish them off, please. And amazingly, these idiots up here are still holding, despite being totally isolated and cut off and everything. Impressive. Very impressive. The bastards are going after some of my stuff down here in Central Asia. Great. Continue the modernization. Finished. I'm getting standardized infantry equipment to be able to make our infantry equipment faster. Since that is what we need the most at the moment. Infantry equipment. Turkestan integration is no longer a problem for us. Good. Good. We have you over there doing jack shit at the moment. Why don't you go after their capital and nab a few things on the way? Burma was annexed by Siam, apparently. Interesting. Ugh, will you people stop occupying my shit? It's annoying. How about you squish them? No, you aren't going anywhere. Aren't you gonna do that? Close that pocket. The Spanish Civil War is over, and just as I predicted last time, the fucking communists have won. Okay. Well, sorry, but you're being assigned over there. Pulling them off my border with Transmore might be a dumb idea, considering that means we have another open border with Japan that's not being guarded, but not much of a choice at the moment. that one. And I suppose you can just stand around, do whatever. Help him out over there. And again, Jesus. I need to get this set up better because I am missing notifications all the damn time. Note to self. Austin Cookie 2006. Hello. And welcome to the stream. The stream of fucking Mongolia won't die. As we're now calling it. Alternatively, Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich as the Russian Empire. But I prefer fucking Mongolia won't die myself, honestly. Mr. Pug, you say? Okay. I can do that. I can do that. Remarks. Oh, ho, ho. Oh. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. A Third Reich. The famous German writer and member of a lost generation of poets, Erich Maria Remarque, has released a new book, the first major work of alternate history in the German Empire. The story is a gripping tale about the life of a young Weltkrieg veteran trying to live in a shell-shocked and defeated Germany. In this timeline, Theodore Roosevelt and his Bull Moose Party win the 1912 American presidential elections, leading to an American entry in the Weltkrieg and thus an Entente victory. A defeated and partially occupied Germany is gripped by a constant economic and political crisis, witnesses the defeat of the Whites in the Russian Civil War, and is cooed by a bitter and extremely nationalist Adam Dressler and his German Workers' Party, who follow the ideology of People's Socialism, which is just an extreme version of national populism. The novel ends with the beginning of a three-sided war between Dressler's New Reich, the Western Entente, and the Soviet Russia led by Sergei Kirov. While many criticize it for its large flaws in historical logic, Mark defends his tale, saying that something like this could have happened in another universe. Wow. Interesting. Wow. They basically decided to make our actual history an alternate history in a book, just change some names around and stuff. That is cool. That is really cool. And yeah, funny story about the Kaiserreich lore. Actually, in Kaiserreich, Hitler died in World War One. So yeah. And yes, Mongolia really doesn't want to die. I keep telling them they should die, they keep not listening. Jeez, Mongolia, you're so rude. I mean, we're making progress towards victory, but it's very slow progress, is the thing right now. And I'm not sure how much we can really call it progress, considering how much we've started to stalemate things lately. But yes, very slow progress against the bloody Mongolians. Some T-34, you say? Let's see. Clear that up. That and that. So, since we've got you here, how about we break out of this, this little pocket you guys are hanging out in? That would be nice. Oh, wow, Mr. Pug. Oh, that is... that is the most hilarious description of Mongolia I've ever heard in my life. And I love it. I tell you, you have a gift for... You have a gift for that sort of thing, you really do. Why are you idiots attacking there? You are most definitely outnumbered. And Russia does not do well at the whole fighting while outnumbered thing, in my experience. Okay. Before you get going, would you mind clearing up that little pocket there? Looks like we're gonna lose another division around Urga. Great. I'm not happy about that. We could try cutting into them over here. And yeah, we lost another division. And the Mongolians are going to retake their capital. The problem is, right now, we're severely lacking in infantry equipment. Largely thanks to the fact that Russia starts with barely any. France has now declared war on Germany, because reasons. Go on then. And the second Weltkrieg is just kicked off. Great. Just great. And of course, because over here we have shit infrastructure, it takes forever to move anywhere, so reinforcing any position is a bit difficult. Bloody hell. Not even taking their stuff back, I see. Great. Go back them up already. You as well. Okay. They're falling back. You take that. Though I think a large part of this bit can be ignored because the Mongolian heartland is over here. Let's see if I'm right about that. Yep, colony state, because that area used to be Tibet. So, I've just been... So I have been doing okay at just hammering in the main part of Mongolia that we actually need to occupy. Even if they do... Even if they did manage to get their capital back, unfortunately. them out. Standardized infantry equipment done. Let's see. Finish me that modernization? No. There, more division recovery rate is what we need right now. I have a better idea. Just go through and do that. Cut them off. I did not mean to do that, you idiot. God. Sometimes they follow my commands in such a moronic way. It's a bit of a pain, really. Concentrated Industry 3, hello there. And I'll be taking a little of that. Well, now, communism is the best, you say? Eh, Mr. Pug? Well, certainly the vast majority of my playthroughs of Kaiserreich as Russia have been as communist Russia, so that may certainly say something about communism, and communist Russia certainly does get the best of the bonuses. And it is a lot easier to improve your manpower and such and rebuild Russia as communist rather than as Tsarist Russia. So that certainly does have its advantages to it. I won't argue with you there. Let's see if we can't do something here. Maybe break their lines. Start making progress. How about you? Move there and cut them off. Great. We're taking a few blows down in this region. Do that. Okay. I have a better idea. Since we can't go after Urga directly, we'll just go after everything around it. Charming. Great. Just the sort of thing you want to hear. Belgium annexed the Batavian Commune. We have improved infantry equipment, and I'm going to get our mobile infantry. But of course, Belgium is now fighting a defensive war against the Frenchies, alongside Germany. We need to finish up there and get them out of that region. Let's see here. See where I can push forward. Support him there. Stop trying to move to other places. It's a pain. I can't quite take their capital yet. But progress is being made. Wow. I don't even know how this conversation started anymore. Or honest truth, I really fucking don't. It is so bizarre how some of this stuff gets started. It is indeed. You hang around. No, I said hang around there, you idiot. Finish them off, please. How are things going? Mongolia's down to 80% of their victory points. This is very slow going. Slow going, indeed. Great. More stability that I probably don't need, seeing as we're at such high stability already. And yes, only solution to the Mongolia problem, just keep hammering them. Well, only solution I can realistically implement at this point in time, I should say. There are probably more solutions than that one. This is just the only one that's an option for me right now. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm also going to try outflanking their capital. Just cutting them off. And Japan's puppet has declared war on them. I'm honestly not sure if that is a good thing or a bad thing. It could be either. It could be both. I mean, on the one hand, it's Japan's puppet, and Japan is kind of a pain in the ass and likes to declare war on Russia because they're Japan. On the other hand, it's someone else who will be hammering the Mongolians at the same time. So that could be considered kind of nice. Yet the bastards will have to fight someone else in addition to just us. And on the plus side, at least Japan isn't declaring war on us. Oh, Germany is at war with the Socialist Republic of Georgia. That's interesting. Japan called in Siam. I don't think Siam's gonna be able to do much, honestly. They're busy Japan, I don't think Siam's gonna be able to do much. They're currently busy trying to protect their buttholes from the Indo-Chinese Union, so that's kind of a full-time job. And Hawaii, well, they're Hawaii. I don't think I need to say more, really. Other than just, they're Hawaii. Go help them out. Transomer and Burma are also joining in. If Japan wants a non-aggression pact, and these guys want a lend-lease, then fine. Let's just keep those idiots in place so I can nab Urga. That would be lovely. And get that for me. Let's open up a little gap in here to try, and I emphasize try, and save that cut-off division. And Enwa kill. Thanks for watching. So long. Everyone wants a non-aggression pact now that we're sharing a common enemy. I'm fine with that. It means Japan will not be able to backstab me later. And I like Japan not being able to backstab me. It's quite handy, actually. Okay. What are things looking like now? 59% actual progress being made. Unfortunately, we're going to have to share the spoils with the Japanese. But, so long as they're willing to give us the Trans-Siberian Railroad, at the very least, then I'm willing to let things go. Oh-ho! We get an event for this. Urga has fallen. He finally seized control of the Mongolian capital, and I guess held it for the required length of time. How shall we deal with the barbarians? Unconditional surrender, of course. What else? Offer them protectorate status. Very funny. Truly the most hilarious of jokes. Yes, we'll offer the barbarians protectorate status. It's the Mongolians. They probably aren't even smart enough to understand what protectorate status is. Talking in character from the point of view of my leader, obviously. I'll take that People's Army thingama-what's-it. Cut them off. Go reinforce their asses. Our ideology has grown. Great. It's been stuck at some stupid low level for long enough. Now, isolate them in a single territory. Huh. Maybe I should have offered Mongolia protectorate status? I don't know. Or maybe not. Who can say? Mongolia might not even have been that inclined to accept protectorate status. I don't honestly know. But at the moment, the Mongolians are not doing so hot. This has basically become Operation Destroy Mongolia. And I'm not complaining about that. Certainly not. Oh. I'm not even gonna respond to that, honestly. But Mongolia... my friend Mongolia... I hope you've enjoyed being effectively torn to shreds by the Russian army and, you know, a tiny bit of assistance from the Japanese. But really, it was mostly the Russians. We did all the real work, and Japan just came in at the end and is going to want to reap all the glory and just tell people that it was all them. Because of course they will. We control 50% of the victory points now. Georgia's been annexed by the Donkuban Union. Well, when we eventually deal with the Donkuban now, we can get Georgia out of it as well. How do you guys feel about taking their new capital from them? Maybe we can get a capitulation out of Mongolia soon? One can hope, right? We only need another 27% to get Mongolia to give up. There's still going to be the occasional defeat, but those are few and far between. Empire of Japan and Mongolia have signed a white peace, so they got a tiny bit of territory. Out of it. So Japan got a few territories out of their war. Nothing that I really care about, and I've decided to go home. Okay. They didn't take anything I'm actually gonna want, so fine. Righty. Bit more of that to start making things. Ah, back, are you? Going decently at the moment, aren't our things? Despite this being something of a long war, considering who we're fighting. Okay, got your encryption. I'll take another level of that since we're only a couple of days away from no longer getting a penalty. day. Yes. Yes. You go there. And you go there. Hang on a second. Well, I think I'm back now. Sorry for the interruption, but that's one of the side effects of the fact that I currently live at home with my father, and the fact that he just doesn't get video games. He'll sometimes interrupt me while I'm streaming, or just generally recording for YouTube, which is another thing I do. So he interrupts me a bunch. Not as much as it used to be, but it does still happen. Someone has capitulated to the Ottoman Empire. I don't know nor care who that is, actually. As for your question of can Mongolia die, they're currently at 43% victory points, so I just need another 24% and in order to knock them out of this war. I don't know how long it'll take me to get that, but there you go. Canada has declared war on the British. That's not something you see every day unless it's in Kaiserreich, in which case it happens every playthrough. Okay. I'm not sure how experienced you are in actual Kaiserreich lore, so in this case, I should probably explain what's going on with that Canada declares war on the Union of Britain thing. Basically, after the UK went communist, because people were not happy that they lost World War I, well, not technically lost, it was more an, okay, you can keep your colonies and stuff, agreement they had with the Germans. But people were not too happy about that. And the long and short of what happened is that there was a communist revolution, and then the old loyalists and royal family and everyone fled to Canada. So Canada in Kaiserreich is effectively the home of the British government in exile. Well, essentially. And one of their objectives is take back the homeland, i.e. conquer the British as Canada. Quite a nice objective to have, wouldn't you say? Now, how are things going on this end? 44% of victory points. Oh, I still gotta somehow take that city, and it doesn't want to be taken. Very annoying. And somehow my 12 divisions over here are struggling against one. Typical Russian strategy, eh? Just throw numbers at a problem until it goes away. Very traditionally Russian, wouldn't you say? Got these guys up here who are falling now. Go after that, please. It's a city, meaning victory point. And I need those to get the fucking Mongolians to finally give up. not going all that badly here, I see. So how about you nab that? No. We want you guys to do this. I'm just going to throw everyone at them. And we can occupy their new capital. Hopefully soon. And yes, I'm moving it up to 4 speed. That might not be the best idea, but I don't really care. There. Going well now. And we are just ripping into their heartland. Yes, just to show you this. A lot of the stuff that Mongolia looks big right now, but a lot of these are colony states, down here in Tibet and such. Those are just places Mongolia has conquered, they're not cores. Meaning the Mongolians, they don't have much influence there, so we don't actually have to occupy those regions in order to defeat them. They'll just flip once the rest of Mongolia does. That's my hope, anyways. And it's what I sort of vaguely remember as being the case. And, yep, Mongolia has finally been defeated. And for some reason, I can't take everything in one go. Despite the fact we're the only one in the war. But there we go. We are now done, and Mongolia has been annexed. So I'm gonna have to reorganize a lot of my armies. This will take a while. You can go back to over here, and I'll get them some new troops at some point. You can go to there. Yep. And now we can reassign people to the Japanese border for the rest of them. I'm not going to give them an offensive battle plan. We'll just basically have them sit around on Japan's border. But I'm also going to start moving people over to the west, even though we don't need them in that area yet. And we have a lot of stuff that needs dealing with. Let's see. The fate of Mongolia. rebellious state of Mongolia finally crushed by the glorious Russian army. Time has come to decide its fate. Shall we reincorporate it once more into our motherland, or shall we preserve Mongolian independence under our supervision? And I think I'm going to integrate Mongolia. It gives us a bit of a hit, but we get a bunch more territory and therefore manpower. The Tuvan question. The Tuvan people are Turks that live next to the Mongols, and they have played an important function in Sternberg's empire. Now that Sternberg is out of the picture, the Tuvans are demanding freedom. Granting them this wish would greatly weaken the Mongols. No, we're not giving them total freedom. Or even limited, for that matter. Tanatuva shall be Russian once more. And we're basically taking that as a core territory. Let's see. And the next two decisions, if anyone is still paying attention to this, and hasn't just decided that it makes a good podcast or something, which I wouldn't blame you for, I'm going to leave to the chat. So we have the two options, the fate of Tibet and the fate of Northwest China. Let's do fate of Tibet first. What do we do with Tibet? Should I restore them as an independent... Should I restore them as a puppet, or continue with the military occupation? Bearing in mind that continuing the occupation will give us a 5% hit to stability and war support, and reduce our political power by 50, but we have 340 political power. So, what do you think? What should we do? Okay. I'll give it a couple of minutes before I decide to just basically give this up as not being a thing worth worrying about. Personally, I'm in favor of restoring them as a puppet state. Just because, in general, occupied territory, or colony states as the game refers to them, do not seem to give a whole lot of benefits. At least not as Russia and Kaiserreich. Just because you have a lot of resources as Russia already, and there's no reason to go around occupying places to get more. So, cute heel girl, Mr. XP, I'm asking you guys, what do you think I should do with Tibet? Like I said, I'm in favor of a puppet state, but if you want me to continue occupying them, I'll do that. But, just to get it out of the way, now I'm gonna ditch this event off the screen. Russian Railroad. Now have full control over the Trans-Siberian Railroad. The way to the east now lies open, and Russian honor is restored. 15 stability that we don't even need, because we already had 100%. Great. And the other event that I'm leaving to you guys, if you want to give me some input, is the fate of northwestern China. And actually, the one that I think I'm going to go for is to integrate Xinjiang and create the Hujiang Republic. We can pop out Ma Clique as a puppet, and get a bit of territory that will be our cores. That's the other one I'm thinking of. Okay. Alright. I think I've given that long enough, and I guess I'll just decide these for myself. Northwestern China, integrate Xinjiang and create the Republic, I think. Lost base stability. And the game took a second to realize what was going on. And now, I will restore an independent Tibet, also as a puppet. Yes, we have a handful of puppet states. I'm gonna set this up to start deploying a bunch of divisions. My production. I'll have to do that and go down a little. There. And Kingdom of Siam somehow annexed the Indo-Chinese Union through magic or something. Because that's how this works, apparently. We got all our air bases off of that foci. Let's see now. Which way? We're going with Far East direction now because I would like to address the problem that is Transamur as soon as we are able. No, Mr. Minister, you are not fucking supporting your ideology. Don't even think about it. Balls. Can't believe I forgot. Could have done the demand concessions thing in the Caucasus, so I'll do that next after Far East direction's done. That's going to be what I go for, I think. Most definitely. But now I think I need to save the game. For the very simple reason that Kaiserreich is still technically an alpha, and therefore may potentially crash. 36 mm OBR. The hell is that? Oh, it's the artillery. New and improved artillery. Come on in. And the T-25. Hello, my friend. The BT-10 can join in. As for the motherland, classification of Central Asia. Good news. The new Tartar and Bashkir Muslim leadership reorganized the system of local institutions and defeat the obscurantism of the local notable theologians and preachers. Now the Orenburg Muslim Spiritual Assembly proposes a new vision of Islam for the Central Asian citizens, which means Central Asia will be loyal enough to us and we will be able to pay less attention to this region of Russia. Excellent. For stability. Not that we really need it, seeing as we're at 100% already. Now let's upgrade our equipment. Of course, that really sets back our need for upgrades. The Ottoman Empire has annexed Iran. Haha. Interesting. But our reinforcements are heading down there a bit. They are indeed. The Fentian government has declared war on the Qing Empire. So, Japan's decided they want to conquer China, I guess. And just put their puppet in charge of the region. Maybe they'll also decide they want to go after Germany's puppet in the AOG over here. That would be nice. Iran has now been restored as a puppet of the Ottoman Empire. And for some reason, so has Kurdistan. I've never seen the Ottomans do that before, make the Kurds a puppet. As literally in every game I've seen, Kurdistan revolts and either the Ottomans crush them, or they and the Axis combine and somehow win that war. But Egypt is still at war with the Ottomans. And that has been going on for a long time now. It really has. Get rid of the thing that has no divisions assigned, and we should be good. Far East direction. Another couple of weeks until that is done. Then I can demand concessions from the Caucasus and see how Germany reacts. The most likely outcome I can foresee is Germany telling me not to, even though they're currently at war with the bloody French. And Northern Italians and British. Keep growing that ideology. Well done. But we still need another fucking 28,000 infantry equipment to be able to reinforce our military to full strength. Claim Sinkang has been bypassed. Far East direction's done. So it's time for some concessions, I think. And let's see what happens when we ask for them their concessions. Let's see what happens indeed. Out of 7. Out of 7. It's out of 7. And once again, I just want to save that game so I can reload if it crashes. Now, we shall see what happens. He is busy. Demand concession. Germany is unable to fully protect its sphere of influence in the Caucasus. This presents us with a unique opportunity to expand Russian influence. The only question is how we achieve that. Either demand concessions or offer to join their alliance, but with some strings attached. No, I don't think we want to join Germany's alliance. It's Germany, after all, and everyone knows they suck. Demand concessions. They refused. Oh. Apparently I have to declare war on the German Empire. I wasn't ready for this. No. Okay. See, I'm actually gonna reload the game from that autosave. I don't like it when I'm forced into declarations of war, and right now, the majority of our border with Germany's sphere of influence is completely unguarded, so this is a very bad time to be going into war with Germany. So I feel like I'm fairly justified in declaring that this is not something I want to have happening. So, we'll veer away from the whole Caucasus thing for the moment. Things seem to be stalemated with Germany, so we've got some time. And I'll just see if I can't resolve Transamur instead. Because Transamur. I don't need a better reason than that, just because Transamur. So that is what I am going to do once we do our Far East direction. We'll plan a plebiscite with Transimor. And for some reason, we don't bypass the Mongolia ones, by virtue of the fact that we've taken them over. That's a little annoying. But we're going to plan a plebiscite with Transom. Oh, we have to not have a non-aggression pact with Japan? That's annoying. Apparently I can't do that. Great. So we have to either break our non-aggression pact with the Japanese, which I really want to have this non-aggression pact. Just for the assurance that Japan won't attack me. Or we have to ignore Transimor for the time being. And I don't want to ignore Transimor. So, seeing as I quite literally can't seem to make a decision right now, I would say this is an ideal place to end this particular stream session. We can come back to Kaiserreich whenever I decide to do it next, and just take care of things then. And you can just listen to the nice menu music for Kaiserreich. So, this has been DarkPhoenix Gaming, and you've been watching my Kaiserreich live stream. Thank you so much for turning up to this. Even those annoying people among you who decided to tell sex jokes and announce that you were having sex in front of my entire audience. I find that very annoying, but thank you for being here nonetheless. So, if you enjoyed this and want to know when I stream, you can find a tentative schedule on my channel page. This schedule isn't an absolute one, and it tends to change a bit, depending on real life stuff. But you can usually find when I'll be streaming next on there, with some caveats. And I've recently had to change around my schedule and put a bunch of my streams on hold just because I was doing too many at once. Those will come back off of hold to replace ones that are ending as streams end. So if you're wondering when you can see those next, there's your answer. And at the moment I'm limiting my days of streaming to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you can usually find me streaming on those days. And at the moment the games I'm streaming are Thrones of Britannia as the Viking Sea Kings, now the Irish Vikings. Kaiserreich, obviously. Stellaris was the third one. And I'm trying to think what else that I have on my schedule right now, because I don't always remember this stuff. Oh, that's right. XCOM 2, War of the Chosen, and Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Yeah. Facepalm. Yes, you can find me streaming those games. In any case, this is going to be where I draw a close to this particular live stream. So thank you for turning up and watching, and I'll see you next time for whichever stream you decide you want to watch next. As an aside, you can also find me over on YouTube as DarkPhoenix Gaming, where I upload videos about such things as strategy games and role-playing games. Just generally anything where I can use the game to tell a story, because that's what I like the most. And also, for just general announcements and channel-related things that I want to tell you, or if you just want to get in touch with me, your best bet is Twitter. I'm dark_ninja92 on Twitter, so follow me there if you want to get random announcements. And it's about things related to my channels. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So long.